LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight was one of the most anticipated games to come out this year with over 1 million Steam wishlists. Its story spans through multiple eras of comic and cinematic history, making it a nostalgic goon bait that will have you feeling like Anton Ego from Ratatouille. Today I will be completing 100% of the game as well as unlocking all 52 Steam achievements the game has to offer. If you find yourself enjoying this video at any time, leave a like to let me know. I have a good amount of LEGO games I want to 100%, and liking the video helps show me that you actually want to see them. Without further ado, let's get started. I loaded up the game and realized what the gods blessed me with, so I had to put a cork in my penis to stop me from coming everywhere. We made a new save slot and selected the Dark Knight difficulty. I don't believe there's any benefits achievement-wise to doing so, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. We start our journey at the Wayne Manor with a young Bruce getting ready to watch a movie with his parents. Bruce wants to watch the movie in his gray ghost outfit, but it's gone missing. We find our hat, and then Alfred does some real Dora shit.
Now, where on earth could it be?
I love my mom and dad.
Aw, too bad they're gonna die soon, buddy. Some sudden wind sweeps my hat off my head, and now I'm chasing my hat through the woods. Good thing the hose weren't around, because I'd be damned if I'm chasing a fucking hat in front of the hose. We finally catch up to the hat on the tree trunk, which ends up snapping and we end up falling. And I'm no fortune teller, but I could predict a severe lack of pussy in this kid's future. Mommy and daddy come to the rescue, and then all of a sudden we have a time jump. After watching the movie, our father suggests that we avoid crowds and skip down a place called Crime Alley. Bro has the survival skills of a bowl of mac and cheese. We take Crime Alley and are instantly met with crime. Shocker. Mr. Wayne tries to play hero and instantly gets double pumped like he was in a lobby with Prime Ninja, while young Bruce just watches it happen. Another time jump and all of a sudden he's 10 years older. Starting this game is already making me feel like I'm watching an episode of The Walking Dead. The newspaper's mentioning how mob boss Carmine Falcone walks free again, and Bruce gets an idea on how to make the world a better place. Then he tips one person $300 and the next person 5 cents. We storm over to Falcone's fishery where we're met by Penguin. We demand to see Falcone, and this is where we find out that if the mob has the police by the balls any more than they already do, it would end up on some sort of kink page on the Black and Orange site. Jack tells his goons to deal with us and we flawlessly take care of them. What do you mean left control to dodge? I'm on controller! How do I dodge if I'm on controller? What are you talking about? Ah! Oh shit, I'm at 1 heart. Elden Ring playthrough. Ow! There's 1 life down the drain. After beating the enemies without a problem, I confront him to let him know that not everyone in the city is afraid of him, which then he decides to measure dicks by saying,
"Only those that know me, kid. Look around you. You'll see 2 detectives, a cop, and a judge. Now I wouldn't have a second's hesitation in making you beg right here in front of them, like a dog. No offense, Mr. Twinkle Toes."
You're telling me the guy who runs this city owns a chihuahua named Mr. Twinkle Toes? How in the fuck did we get there? Did he get the dog after he started running the city? Because if I'm a villain, I'll be damned if my evil meeting is interrupted by a chihuahua named Mr. Twinkle Toes peeing on the couch. We get greeted by the one and only Ra's al Ghul. Damn! And he offers me to join the League of Shadows to help me make myself more than just a man. Isn't that how Mia Khalifa got groomed into her industry? He tells me all I have to do is bring him a rare blue flower that only grows on top of a mountain and he'll cast me for my first scene. I'm thinking my stage name is gonna be like Bruce Payne or the real Payne Wayne or something like that. Maybe the Amazing Batcock, I don't know. I'll workshop it. We're then met by Talia, and I'm glad that we're on a snowy mountain because her accent causes me to combust on sight.
A rare blue flower that only grows on the peaks of Nanda Parbat.
Something about that accent, fellas. We make a pit stop for her to give me a quick handy behind the cardboard cutout, and we finally find the blue flower that is our one-way ticket to Pound Town, and inevitably a payday. And then this stupid goat gobbles it up, so all we can do is hope that there's another one at the peak. I was getting impatient, so I asked Talia if this is where the blue flowers grow, which she responds with, "I am not your tour guide." So I had to respond, of course. And we found the flower! What makes this flower so special is the rarity behind it. Rumor is there's only about 12 in the world, so some would say it's fate to find one, and you've gotta be fucking kidding. After we risked our lives for a flower that is currently on a buy one, get 5 free discount, we make it to the temple and meet up with Raz. He puts us through training so we can master the skills of combat and become the next American Ninja Warrior. Except with all the weird stuff, of course. We're in the middle of our epic training montage, and then a ninja walks out with a missile large enough to take out the goddamn World Trade Center. Interesting. Ross set up a room full of enemies because he wants to test our ability to be stealthy, which this whole idea kind of makes me laugh a little because aren't these guys supposed to be working for Roz? Like, he just told a group of poor bastards, hey, go into this room for no reason at all, so they could be our test dummies, which would inevitably kill them off. And don't you think after the 2nd or 3rd kill, these guys would start to be like, huh, I could have sworn Mark and Joey were also in the same room, but I'm sure I'm hallucinating again from the excessive amount of gamer girl farts I've been inhaling. Anyway, just like that, we take out our last victims and complete the stealth trial. We meet up with Raz and decide to show him how good we are at sneaking up on people, and oh my god, he's a fucking yak. Next day comes along, and today we're learning the art of the shuriken, which are perfect for pranking your friend by violently circumcising him in his sleep. We're taught that shurikens are good for hitting targets and distracting enemies, and if you hit an enemy 3 times, it can stun them and they can be hit with a flurry strike. Curiosity gets the best of us, and we just can't seem to ignore our bad gut feeling about this evil green glowing room. It's evil. We were in the middle of some more training, and then Raz hits me with a move that I can't recover from. Oh, he got me the oldest trick in the book. Because of this, Talia and I set out on a mission to find something incriminating to put his ass away. Yes, it is absolutely that serious. You're not gonna hit me with a nose flick and belittle me as a man without me finding and exposing your secret stash of hentai magazines. An eye for an eye, you would say. We find Raz and confront him about that little nose flick stunt he pulled, and here is when we figure out about his plan to blow up Gotham. I don't know why, but I'm assuming it's because his Starbucks barista wrote Raz on his coffee cup. We throw a shuriken at the missile, which very similar to me when I found out this game was being made. It caused it to instantly combust, leading us to our first boss fight against Ra's al Ghul. We make light work out of this piss baby, and he gives us a reminder that he trained us to try to save his aura, but ultimately makes it worse. We start escaping the break-in building, and Raz attempts to save himself again, and he's 0-2. We finally make it to the exit of the tunnel, and holy shit, he's still here. We then beat his ass for a second time, and it's obvious the building won't hold up much longer. Talia pushes us out of the way, saving us from the falling debris, and we just have to sit there and watch as our Arabic baddie gets blown to smithereens. We were just about to take our relationship to the next level too, man. Fuck. Well, anime girl body pillow for me tonight, I guess. After the tragic death of our 3-day fling, we move back into the Wayne Manor. Oh, sorry, did I say the Wayne Manor? What I really meant to say was the cave under the Wayne Manor. We're leaving this house empty and living in the fucking cave. We jump to Detective Jim Gordon responding to a call at the docks. He confronts the henchman and his colleague tells him to calm the fuck down because his confrontation isn't very cash money, which would land him a bag of donuts from the fellas and then leaves Jim to be jumped and fisted. The gooners investigate a noise they heard and voila, it's the amazing Batcock. He shows the bad guys what it's like to be fisted, and Flask comes back from his walk to see all his bad guy buddies unconscious on the floor and a random guy wearing a latex suit that wasn't there when he left. He gets this overwhelming feeling of deja vu from the last Diddy party he attended and flees the scene in hopes of his rectum to not be obliterated. Little does he know I packed my wiener fun suit. And I'm also freshly single and ready for prostate stimulation, so my little fellow will be able to sniff him out like a bloodhound. Filled with nothing but semen and white monster energy, I was determined to make it to Flask, even hitting anyone in my way with the Undertaker tombstone. Oh. We find the red brick after aimlessly breaking stuff because Tismo brain go brrr. The red brick gave me a colorway that kind of looked like a Johnson's baby oil bottle, so that's how you knew it was Diddy time. We built this battering ram to get to Flask, and I don't think I could show you this part on YouTube. During Pillow Talk, Flask tells us his contact is a guy that drives a purple sports car. We were on the way to find this purple car driving numbnuts when we get a radio call about some crime going on in Tri-Corner. This is where we find out about the random crime events that could take place that we're gonna need to do for one of our achievements. We meet up with Renee and she tells us about a call that she got about the same purple sports car. She got eyewitnesses to draw up a poster of the driver, but it was torn apart and now we have to collect 3 pieces to identify the man. So we collect the pieces and identify him, and god damn it, it's Danny DeVito. So we make our way to our local Jersey Mike's, and sure enough, he's there. He makes his getaway, so I do the only reasonable thing and give him the meanest pit maneuver ever caught on camera. And after a bit of threatening, he tells us Falcone has a deal going on later tonight at the Iceberg Lounge. We find the Iceberg Lounge and we're greeted by twins telling us Falcone isn't here and it's just a fish market. There's no secret nightclub, and then he slaps me in the face with a fucking bass. But unlucky for him, we're wearing the Diddy suit. And just like that, we're in. Flask tells us Falcone's office is in the basement, so we make it through the funhouse security. Are we sure that this guy is bad? He's giving his workers a fun environment to do crimes in, and we're breaking in and killing them all? I'm starting to feel like we're the villain here, guys. We make it to the elevator, but it's locked, so we made this huge fucking drill to just drill to his office because nobody tells us we can't go anywhere. The drill lands us on a dance floor, and we have to prove our innocence by busting down. I don't know. These people have done a lot of drugs. That's the only thing that makes sense to them right now. We use our very tactical, well-hidden bush to spy on Falcone with his meeting with Red Hood 1, where we find out whatever he's planning has to do with these teddy bears. We chase down Falcone, leading to his arrest, and boom, mission's done. We take Jimbo to the Batcave, and here's where we unlock Jim's second gadget, the Rebound Launcher. This would be, in my opinion, the best gadget when it comes to collecting suds, so you'll see me using this a lot in the future. We set up our necessities in the Batcave, like our workbench to upgrade our gadgets, and we get the splitter upgrade so Jim's bullets can split into 2 for even more destruction. Our computer runs like a dusty cereal box, so we have to go analyze this teddy bear at our old family friend's Lucius Fox. If his name doesn't ring a bell, maybe you'll you'll recognize his jerkmate username, 𝘾𝙪𝙧𝙧. Word on the street he was a platinum puller back in his heyday. So we use his computer to analyze the bear and find out it's infused with a chemical called laughonium. We're trying to stop this guy from making people laugh. Yeah, I don't know. I really think we're the problem here. We head over to Ace Chemical and find 𝑅𝑒𝑑𝙀 has multiple shipments full of these teddy bears, and we have to analyze them all to see what they make when mixed. So we sneak around the compound without being seen and analyze all 3 of the remaining shipments. And Lucius described it as an airborne toxin unlike anything he's ever seen before. Bro has clearly never smelled Discord mod swamp ass in his life, so I'll give him the pass for now. We sneak into the building through a broken vent, and we find 𝑅EDHOOD1 explaining how the mixing the teddy bears will make a chemical called Smilex. This chemical will make you laugh uncontrollably and other things. So we have to stop this plan before every citizen in Gotham pops a stiffy at the same time, causing enough energy to spawn a black hole. We stop 𝑅EDHOOD1's mixing machine from creating an infinite serotonin glitch, because how else are the smoke shops gonna stay in business? And like a little crybaby bitch, he tries to blow up the entire building. This leads to us hunting him down, and he pulls an RPG out of his sphincter and blows up some more stuff behind him. He tries to outrun us again, but he's got the speed of Stephen Hawking if he accidentally left his handbrakes on, so catching up to him really wasn't that hard. We kick him in the face so hard, I'm honestly surprised we didn't leave a Jordan logo on his forehead. And this knocks his helmet into the vat of acid, destroying the bridge and leaving him dangling. We offer help, but he hits us with the old hand buzz trick and falls to his death. Honestly, not even mad. He died how he lived, a true prankster. We head to the top of the GCPD building where we build the bat signal, and we're on to chapter 2. We're greeted by Catwoman, and it instantly brings back the feeling of little Codes realizing his pee-pee maker can do more than just make pee-pee. And just like all men with a Napoleon complex, we find out Penguin is getting into politics and Joker is finally introduced. We had our unpaid sex workers renovate the Batcave, and it's looking snazzy, I might add. But we still had a couple things to do, such as buy the suit vault for all our suits, the challenge board, and check out the build zone. It's just for building a bunch of random shit, I guess. I don't know, I'm probably not gonna spend much time here. We get a call on the bat phone from Batmite telling us to visit his store that is behind this brick wall. You'd think if he wanted us in the store so bad, he'd make it to where we can enter the fucking store, but I don't know anything, I guess. This is where we buy some suits, red bricks, and props for building. You would think his 𝑃NAR would be broken with how hard he's fucking me with some of these prices, but I bought them anyway. I thought this suit was goofy looking, so this is what I'm gonna be rocking with for a little bit, even though I kind of look like a mix between a Power Ranger and a furry. We turn on the news to see Joker and his posse of mimes terrorizing the people of Gotham, so we head to town. It is here where we see our poor local lawyer, Harvey Dent, get hit in the face with a pie made of face-melting chemicals, to then have water with lemon juice, salt, and a touch of chili poured on his face. He is then hit in the face with a gurney, electrocuted in the face, twice, 3 times, 4 times, hit in the face with another acid pie, and then finally falls out of the ambulance. But he'll be fine, we got bad guys to catch. We hit the mime band with rockets and grapple them, causing them to break, and we get reports of mimes at Shrek's department store. Upon arriving, we finally meet Catwoman, also known as our BDSM queen.
Want to touch the hiney?
We've been around her 25 seconds, and I'm already fighting the urge to ask if its color is 784C2C. One of Catwoman's gadgets is a whip, and I can already tell I'm gonna have too much fun with this thing. Our goal is to escape the department store undetected, so that's what we did. During our efforts to escape, we unlocked Catwoman's second gadget, the ability to spawn a cat to fit through small vents. I instantly fell in love with this mechanic since the cat looked exactly like my cat Zuko, same color collar and all. I did my happy little kitty jumps and went through the vent to open the door. We built some giant speakers to open a door because it's locked and we can't find a key. Ah yes, my favorite way to open a door. Be sharp. I had the music muted for copyright reasons, so let's enjoy this jam session together. So after playing Master of Puppets flawlessly, the door finally gets blown open and we're met by a bunch of angry mimes. Catwoman gives us one send-off note which creates a sound so beautiful that they start levitating, opening up a path for our escape. We head over to the zoo where we find 2 stuck zookeepers, one under a sign flailing her legs, and another in a pipe. How the hell does this even happen? They tell us all the zoo animals got out and they give us trackers to help get them back. We track a polar bear and just like that, one of 21 animals we have to track is complete. The zookeeper tells us they escaped because there was a sudden redirective power to a place called Arctic World. So we head over to check it out. Catwoman tells us this is where Penguin would hang out before he started making his mayor campaign. A politician that used to have a secluded hangout spot before they got into politics. Where have I seen that before? So we make it through Arctic World and open a security gate only for it to be a dead end. That's when Donald Cobblepot pops up on the TV. We threaten him and he mentions how he knew we'd be working with the mimes, and now all of a sudden confusion kicks in. We're both over here pointing fingers at each other when this whole time we could be putting them in each other. What a waste of time, man. We venture off deeper to find the penguin and holy fuck, is that a shark? We find Donwald Trumplepot and then we tell him that that we just want to ask him some questions, and then he throws a fucking bomb at us. And now we're in our second boss fight. This fight was pretty easy. All you had to do was wait until he goes full on Mary Poppins and then pull him down to stun him. We whip his little ass into submission, and he's afraid he'll like it, so he just runs away. We found his diary full of his deepest, darkest secrets, like his obsession to that fish from Shark Tales, and that's one of those secrets that you have to take to the grave, so he's back for round 2. This time he pulls up on us with his killer duckmobile, but this game is meant for kids, so the killer duckmobile is only so killer, and we beat it with ease. Ignore the hearts, I never got hit. We confront Oswald about his association with the Epstein, sorry, I meant the mimes, and he laughs in our face, and he tells us that the mimes came after him too. He's obviously useless to us, so we punch him in the face and then report him to the police. But we notice we only have 2 Joker cards and we're still missing 2. We hit the shop to buy the available suits and red bricks that we can. We clear out the junkyard and find the 3rd card and head over to the city hall to meet Renee. We ask her if she's seen a Joker card. She says no, but there was a jack-in-the-box taken to the station as evidence. We find an officer covered in ketchup and mustard at the police department. I don't know what kind of freaky shit goes down here, but I didn't dare to ask any questions and I just cleaned him off. Turns out this wasn't some sort of fucked up alternate version of a Happy Tapioca, and some guy just stole his car and covered him with condiments. Which is crazy because all things considered, Batman's parents were robbed and they got shot and killed on the spot, and this guy just gets covered with ketchup and mustard. This is great evidence that the world has gone soft and LeBron wouldn't survive in the 90s. Conveniently, his car had the evidence we were looking for, so now we have to hunt this fucker down. So we get a lead on the location of his vehicle and arrive at the scene. Not entirely sure if we're in the right spot, but we'll just go with it. We get the warehouse door open and we're greeted by a villain called the Condiment King, a guy that shoots ketchup and mustard at you while wearing underwear outside of his real suit. This doesn't feel like a creative superhero. It kind of just feels like they took a trip to Skid Row once and just combined everything that they saw. We make it past him and his MP5. MP5, of course, standing for Male Penetrator 5, and open the jack-in-the-box and find the 4th and final Joker card. We combine them and we find a painting from the museum called the 𝘾𝙪𝙧𝙧. So Catwoman breaks us into where we find the Joker making a mess of the place. He left behind a puzzle for us to solve just to show us that he's gonna make a mess of the museum. I'm starting to think that Joker was the type to post emo Bart Simpson on his Snapchat story. We make it through the museum, crack the safe, and inside we find Falcone's old crew, but they've been hit with the 𝘾𝙪𝙧𝙧 gas. And Joker shows up on some TVs, and if you haven't caught it yet, Red Hood 1 was the Joker. And this is where we find out that falling into a vat of acid won't kill you now, which sparks a question with a very needed answer. Who wins in a fight? The Joker's deceased corpse or a hungry Jeffrey Dahmer? Joker tells us about a plan he has to throw a parade in Gotham at midnight where he will dump $20 million in cash on the crowd. This obviously is too good to be true, so we head to the parade to see his true intentions. Upon arrival, we notice the parade balloons have 𝘾𝙪𝙧 canisters attached to him, and he plans on turning Gotham into a concentration camp. We released the 3 balloons he had at his parade. Turns out that the Joker had another balloon and a whole ass tower in one of the floats. He essentially was telling all the other bad guys in history to hold my beer, and he was gonna reenact 9/11, the Holocaust, and John Wayne Gacy's clown thing all in one night. We blow up a balloon of our own, to which he pops with an RPG, leading us to glide smoothly to his tower. Oh, fuck. Leading us to glide smoothly to his tower, where there's a bit of a struggle, but we grapple him during his escape, which causes him to fall to his death. Catwoman and Batman confess their love and live happily ever after, and the game's over. The end. Son of a bitch, he's still alive. But hey, at least he turns into the Heath Ledger Joker, which is my favorite and probably most of you guys watching this video's favorite too.
Got any plans for the rest of the night?
You?
Gotham always finds a way to keep me
Motherfucker, dude. Batman is such a little pussy. Alright, fuckers, pop quiz time. Why did Batman decide to keep his Batarang dry tonight? Is it A, he's gay, B, he likes men, C, he's homosexual, or D, all of the above? And we have a winner. We head over to the bat signal, and just like that, we're on chapter 3. Starting the chapter, we see Batman and Catwoman on top of a roof flirting, to where Bruce invites Selina on a date to the circus. I don't know what we missed, but all I can assume is he went home that night and had the post-nut clarity that made him realize the generational fumble he just pulled. Selina agreed on the date, but she said she had to run an errand first, so we broke into her friend's apartment, cracked the safe, and it was empty. Turns out she was set up by her friend 𝘾𝙪𝙧 the Destroyer. Oh, sorry, I mean Sophia. She just looks like she could probably play right tackle for the New York Jets. The reason she set us up was to ask us to get the money in the safe from Iceberg Lounge that the Penguin stole from her father. We tell her we can, but later. And we go straight to the circus for our date night. Our date gets rudely interrupted by Dr. Isley demanding we put more funding into environmental programs. We tell her goofy ass that we're already putting a bag into multiple projects, but we signed the paper anyway. Nah, I'm just playing. We put scribbles on that stupid ass paper. Oh, are you mad about that? Why don't you come take that anger out by bouncing on it? We make it to our seats where we're entertained by the Flying Graysons, a family of acrobats. This is where we see Robin and his Batarang that can hit 3 targets at once, and his cable launcher that is essentially a tightrope generator. If you're unfamiliar with the name tightrope generator, it's what all the guys call called your mom in college. We showed off our talents by avoiding a swinging axe, and for our grand finale, we launch ourselves out of a cannon and gobble a hot dog. I get the oohs and ahs from a crowd, but like a high school sophomore trying to take their history exam, we get interrupted by the sound of a machine gun. Camera pans over and it's Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face. What makes me laugh a little bit here is when the accident happened, you can clearly see that it only affected his face, so I'd like to think he just kicked down the door at the hair salon, walked in with his busted ass face and said, "Dye my hair pink, motherfucker," but only this half. I mean, he even kept the same suit, but only changed half of it. He said, "If my face is gonna look like the inner lining of RFK's anal cavity, might as well stun on these hoes," but only half though. Two-Face shows up with a giant orb attached to the ceiling, which is revealed to be filled to the brim with dynamite. Why, you may ask? Because the world is so mean to him and it must pay. He flips a coin which lands in our favor, so Two-Face helps us by giving us a lift closer to the bomb. We navigate through the obstacles he set for us, make it to the bomb, and throw out all the dynamite, which I think still doesn't defuse the bomb, it just moves the dynamite closer to the ground, but hey, what do I know? I'm not the superhero. Harvey then hits us with a twist. Second bomb, we build a little springboard, and with a little help from Robin's parents, we make it back to the second round of obstacles. Except this time he makes it harder, which really just means faster traps. We still navigated with ease and defuse the second side of the bomb. Two-Face flips the coin again on if he should blow the bombs up because we didn't necessarily defuse them, we just moved them closer to the civilians. Batman knocks the coin out of the air, causing Two-Face to fall off the platform to then hit his face 4 more times and fucking dies. Batman compliments young Dick, and then Dick says if you ever need a sidekick to call him up. He then proves his worth by killing his fucking parents. We take in Dick and get his suit all made to where he decides to go by Robin for now on. Good thing he does because I don't have to call this guy Dick anymore. Gooner game. We collect the last Wayne Tech cache and mini kit in the Batcave, making it our first area we have 100%ed, which isn't really impressive because it's the smallest area, but progress is progress. Since we unlocked Robin, we bought all the suits for him that we could at the moment, and one of them was the Teen Titans Go version. I'm not a huge fan of Teen Titans, but I watched it a little bit, so it's what I went with for now. It's that sentimental value, goddammit. And I feel like now is the time to mention that in between levels I've been doing around the world stuff, I just haven't shown it because eventually it gets pretty repetitive, so I just saved it all for the end. So you type in that comment, delete that shit right now. You look stupid. Batman takes Robin through some training to get him ready to be the big boy superhero, such as the traversal trial, the combat trial, and lastly a Riddler puzzle. We find a photo inside with the puzzle box, so we go to the location in the picture and it leads us to our first challenge room. It's a pretty simple puzzle. You just gotta put the pieces in the place to direct the little cart to the finish line, but these will get harder in the future, don't worry. After finishing the challenge rooms, we catch up with the ringmaster of Holly's circus, and he mentions how a detective named Bullock has been harassing their performers. Ever since the Joker, people now see a clown and assume the worst. I mean, just look at Pennywise. All he wants to do is entertain, and people assume the worst just right off the bat. I mean, is he eating a kid? One of the performers being harassed is named Waylon, and he asks us to keep an eye out for him. We meet up with Waylon and Bullock tells us some diamonds got stolen, and they were pursuing an unidentified suspect and conveniently happened to run into Waylon. He then asks us to go investigate and see what we think. After doing some digging, we find Waylon to be innocent. Now, I don't want to assume anything, but they walk up on a black guy fishing and automatically write him down as a guilty with no evidence. We get a call from Alfred telling us some fucker named Kite Man is causing a scene at Gotham Water and Power. So we head over and find this guy flying around babbling nonsense about his love for this random girl. I've seen enough alpha male podcasts, so I know a thing or two about how to get a lost brother in line. So we go to offer our help and he throws a seed at us that would grow to be this huge Venus flytrap looking thing and destroys everything. So we took out the 4 plant pods, analyzed the plant, and found out it doesn't like cold temperatures. Good thing I brought my huge vat of industrial coolant. You know, when I bought that, my friends all told me I was stupid, but I said, hey, there's gonna be one scenario where I'd wish I'd had it. Would you look at that? Eat shit, fuckers. So we sprayed the plant down and punched it to release Kite Man and question him on who he's been working for. That's when we find out he was seduced by a lady and some kind of pheromones that made him go full simp mode, and now his bank account is run dry. Because of my Lego Batman sexual awakening as a child, I know this can only be the work of Poison Ivy. So I sprint like hell over to the botanical gardens in hopes of being her next victim, and through navigating the garden, we find this scientist named Bella. She tells us their experiments were only meant to make the plants more resilient, but something went wrong. She said it started in Dr. Isley's lab and to make sure she's okay. We find Dr. Isley surrounded by the evil plants and offer help. She's offended by our offer and throws her bottle of serum at us, which ricochets back and hits her in her dumbass face. She then runs away like SpongeBob out of embarrassment. We follow her and we hear her talking about how the serum changed her. Holy fuck, mommy. This triggers a boss fight where she used her plant whip on me and I could feel my bat suit getting a little tighter in the crotch region. After we finish, we both get hit with the extreme post-nut clarity and started beating the hell out of each other. I pin her against the wall and then she brings out her fucking dragon? Bitch can't lose fair and square, it appears. All All jokes aside, this really was my favorite boss fight of the game. I really just loved everything about it. But we take out her dragon, which ends up falling on top of her, leaving only her bottom half exposed. Poison Ivy gets arrested, and we see Bane and Mr. Freeze stalking us from a rooftop. We head to the bat signal, and that takes us into Chapter 4. Chapter 4 starts with Robin working on a new suit, getting ready to work without Batman, and worried to tell him about it. On our way to the museum for our next mission, we unlock the last fast travel, and here's where we find out finishing all of one set of tasks can give you a skill brick. Ah, you get skill bricks for doing all the activities. For anyone curious, at this point we've unlocked about half the skill upgrades. We make it to the museum where Bruce Wayne is hosting a masquerade ball for the funding of his clean energy project. We're greeted by Barbara Gordon dressed up like Batman and going by the alias Batgirl. The glaze is crazy. This level's villain is named Firefly. It's because he has a flamethrower and he flies. How original. We use Batgirl's hackering to free some trapped partygoers. We use Batgirl's second gadget, the drone, to make a perch point to grapple onto. And the drone can also scan these boards to find the codes necessary to open locked doors with passwords. We catch up with Firefly where he's high on an orrery, giving us the na boo boo you're never gonna get me treatment. So we fuel a model rocket ship and hack its conveniently placed fly swatter to give him the ride of his life. He gets flung off of the orrery and fucking dies. And we get our precious gem back. Mr. Freeze knocks down the door and then busts his freeze jizz all over Jim Gordon, turning him into a popsicle. We take Mr. Gordon back to the Batcave and accidentally fling him into our fucking river. So we fish him out of the water to move him up to the Bat computer to analyze. And turns out Jimbo here is frozen by an unknown substance. Fuck. Batgirl takes over, which is funny because she thinks she can do something better than a man can do, and fuck, she figured it out. The ice was developed by a guy named Victor Freeze that used to work at Wayne Tech until he got fired. We meet up with Lucius where Batgirl does some clumsy shit and ruins the vibe, but Lucius has us going through this garbage truck full of bullshit, where we find a snow globe with a freeze antidote recipe hidden inside. Oh my god, how did he know? We head over to Ace Chemicals and hack the comms of a truck where we find out Mr. Freeze got a delivery from a man named Black Mask that will start the dawn of a new age. So we find Black Mask to question him, which he said he was prepared for, so he installed a crazy security system so there's no way that we reach him. So we disable the security and he tries to make his escape, which we easily stop. I feel like this is what mothers should do when they accidentally leave their baby cooking in the car when they're going on their Walmart trip. We question Black Mask and find out Mr. Freeze is planning on freezing all of Gotham. After a bit of friendly chatter, he tells us that we can find him at the observatory. He gets arrested and it seems like every police officer showed up to work drunk today because of their driving. That or they're all women. We find our way into the observatory where we're met by Mr. Freeze and his giant ass freeze ray. Like most of the boss fights in this game, his boss fight is pretty fucking cool, but at the end of the day, it's just a children's game, so we make light work of him. This is where he finally puts on his thinking cap and realizes, I have a fucking freeze ray, and freezes Batman, leaving just a 1v1 with Batgirl. But here comes Nightwing. Out of nowhere, sensing his girl might even be in a little bit of danger, has him sprinting in any direction at any time like Forrest Gump. He ties up Mr. Freeze and leaves him hanging there, while him and Batgirl figure out how to disable the freeze ray. The second it's disabled, Mr. Freeze gets his grunts to summon his giant mech suit, which seems kind of silly that he just waited there until we destroyed the freeze ray, but it's a kid's game. And now we're on phase 2 of the boss fight. This fight was actually put together very well, and I would say that this is my second favorite boss fight of this game, right behind Mommy. We beat Mr. Freeze's ass so bad that he turns into the Wish version of Zordon from Power Rangers, and we get Jimbo de-thawed. We head over to the Bat Signal to finish Chapter 4 and move on to Chapter 5. We start Chapter 5 with everyone throwing Nightwing a surprise birthday party and Bruce showing off his new device, the Clean Energy device. We're then interrupted by Joker where he aggressively tells us he's gonna rob the bank.
I'm gonna rob the bank!
You know, I wanted to take the day off and celebrate Nightwing's birthday, but fuck me, I guess. We arrive at the bank and there's a random guy with makeup on saying that he has a message from us from the Joker. Turns out the bank was a misdirection and he wants us to meet at the construction site, which was also a misdirection. Turns out he actually wanted to meet at the spot where the original parade was held at, and it's another misdirection. God damn, dude, I'm actually kind of sick of this motherfucker's games. But we eventually actually find out where he is and recreate this iconic scene from The Dark Knight Rises. Oh, this is so cool. Except in this game, he kidnaps a bunch of puppies instead of people, which in my personal opinion is more evil because what the fuck did the puppies do? Statistically, in the movie, when he took the bus, there was at least one bad person, but he just took a van full of good boys. This motherfucker's gotta pay. So he did the exact same thing I would do in this situation, except a little bit different because my six-pack is a lot better than Nightwing's. We catch up to Joker and we have our badass moment where he would completely annihilate us with an RPG, and most people would assume that we're dead, but we're the fucking Buttman, so our car turns into a bike. But then we leave Nightwing stranded, which it's his birthday, by the way. And out of nowhere, some mystery person shows up on a motorcycle to help out. Any guesses, people? My guess is that it's gonna be Mr. Beast and he's gonna offer Joker a coin flip for $1 million or death by noxious gas. This mystery character has the ability to ninja dash to essentially teleport. Ninja dash. And the ability to shoot blow darts at enemies to put them to sleep. We throw our batarang, breaking the wheel chocks and saving the van full of puppies, even though they might have had it a little more under control than we assumed. We hit Joker's driver with a blow dart, causing the truck to lose control and crash, which Joker would go on to survive somehow, by the way. Our mystery hero finds finally does a proper unmask, and holy fuck, I was right. I love you, Mr. Beast.
Big black monkey boy.
Yeah, Dahlia, I knew it. They ruined it because she was still masked. She was gonna unmask it. What? What?
Damn, she really is a baddie. Dick Grayson.
Nah, on a real note, fuckers, Talia is back. I bet you guys forgot about her faster than most people forgot about the Epstein files. We got all the Talia suits we could buy, including a birthday suit I can't show you guys, but just know tonight's gonna be crazy. We investigate the docks and find a shipping container with a League of Shadows logo on it, with an amusement mile ticket inside. We use the ticket to enter the Tunnel of Love and find a familiar puzzle with 3 missing pieces. Man, how come ever since I got out of that fucking temple, there hasn't been a door puzzle like this or anything even remotely similar to this? But the second this bitch shows back up, there's just one immediately. This is an inside job. We get the 3 pieces that we need, put them back into place, and solve the puzzle to open the door. We ride the swan boat, and whoever works here, don't check the cameras. There was a lot of mouth action going on. Just a heads up, don't want to make it awkward for anybody. But we find a room in the tunnel where we find out that Bane has been the one behind it this whole time. Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, Two-Face, all pawns in his grand game of chess. But then we notice a 4th villain with Bane, the Jorker. So we head to the GCPD to question him, and this is where we're told he's been transported to Arkham Asylum. Then we get a pop-up saying we will not be able to leave this mission until it's complete. This means go get your popcorn, this shit's about to be good. We're greeted at the door by Joker, which is a little strange. Were they waiting at the window like a fucking chihuahua? We escort him for questioning, and we run into villains like Solomon Grundy, Clock King, Black Mask, Condiment King, Deadshot, Mutant Leader, Calendar Man. Okay, come on now, man. Who's next? Chair Dude? Refrigerator Woman? Rayman 2, The Great Escape CD released in 1999, man? Nope, just Egghead. We get Joker in interrogation and try to get as much information out as possible. He refuses to cooperate, so we pull out the big guns. His grinder profile. He doesn't give us anything valuable, so that's when we find out that we've been set up. We make a break for it, and that's when the door shuts behind us and all the prison doors open, releasing the villains. Looks like we're in for a battle of the ages. Oh, maybe Egghead will give us a more memorable bat? Well, Killer Moth gets a cutscene, so this is probably where the stakes get raised.
I'll show you. I'm gonna be the one.
That was sad.
I'm gonna be the one. Loud and Craig Brothers sound.
All right, so now I'm a little confused. These are supposed to be the people that Gotham is afraid of? The people that rain terror upon the civilians? This is the cannibalistic monster that descended into madness? We did fight Solomon Grundy, and he had the health bar of a normal brute, but I think this would have been a better idea for all the mini-bosses to have a health just like this. But I can see the other side. I mean, it is kind of funny to get through all these villains by just one-shotting them. We defeat Grundy and make our way to the exit where we're met by Scarecrow. He hits us with his fear gas, and what in the actual shitballs am I looking at right now? So they have me defeat a small Latino family, and in the middle of it, Bane asks if I want to say anything to my former master, and now I'm fighting half a dozen of Ra's al Ghul.
You must hate him a lot. Beating him up like that, they'd call you a racist.
You couldn't hear it because it was only in my head, but the SpongeBob stinky horn just played. In the middle of the fight, it just stopped letting me click any attack buttons, and I immediately thought it was a controller thing, but I'm 94.7% sure that it was supposed to happen. But I found out the batterings still work, and I was able to defeat Ra's. I killed the last enemy by taking his fucking head off, and the events that took place after this I can't show in fear of my channel being smited by the gods. I had to assert dominance somehow, okay? I'm sorry. We make our way out of the asylum through the elevator, and god damn it, who didn't call the contractor? Batman takes this hit like an absolute stud muffin, and then he is trapped in a room with Bane. Turns out Bane was always one step ahead of us, and he's using the core device of our energy project for his boom boom and flushes us down a toilet next to literal doo-doo. And we move on to chapter 6. In chapter 6, we see Bane has completely taken over the city of Gotham, and you can't go anywhere without being seen by guards or security cameras and drones. And you guys know me, the sneakiest guy in the history of ever. So it appears I'm going to be fighting a lot of enemies in this level. We make it through the first wave and open the door, leading us to a fresh start of stealth. This area looked a lot more complicated, so I knew the second I saw it, it was time to lock in. Nah, I'm just playing. I saw no way of doing this, so I kind of just said fuck it. Got through the old-fashioned way. And we fought through a couple more areas of bad guys, and then we make it to Wayne Tower. But not without the sweet feeling of our inside slowly being lit on fire and fucked by a horny Chanina bull. I was told this game is going to be calming. Why do I feel like I want to punch a wall until my fist turns into pizza sauce? We build a RPG turret thingy and clear all the tumblers in our way. We finally make it to the tower, and we can go confront Bane, but we kind of got to work up the holy shit, he's right there. He starts punking us harder than your older brother when you try to take the Wii Remote 1 from him, and then we see a familiar face. Batman! Bane sees Batman, and immediately his toxic masculinity goes through the roof, so he takes his shirt off. Even after all that tough shit, he couldn't take the ass beating like a man, so he enabled his performance enhancers. He apparently wanted to take this party inside, which led to one of the funnier cutscenes of the game.
Excuse
Excuse me? You do realize your guests are gonna have to sign in, Mr. Bane? There. Not so hard, was it? You too, Mr. Bane. You're responsible for them. I know how crazy you folks can get.
It's good to follow procedure in case of an emergency.
And just straight back to the boss fight, I guess. Which phase 2 is basically the same thing as phase 1. Beyblade let it rip on his ass, whip him like the good little sub he is. You good boy, Bane. Oh god.
I'm just closing my eyes hearing this shit.
We practically whipped him to death by hitting the same spot in his right ass cheek over and over again until it was so raw that it caused so much nerve damage and he just couldn't take it anymore. Then we ripped the pack of Shrek gooch juice off of him and that was all she wrote. Why is he mogging? We're then swooped off of our feet by this unidentified flying orgasm inducer, UFO if you will, to where we find out that Batman has really been Alfred this whole time.
Hello, love.
We then switch perspectives to the top of the tower where Bruce truly is. Not long after, we see the evil Batman cosplayer and we find out who truly has been leading the League of Shadows.
You never did know when to quit.
That's right, fuckers. Not only is she hot with daddy issues, but she likes to punish. Plus, she admits she's doing all this out of revenge for us blowing up the dojo, thus destroying her home and killing her father. But that means she's gonna be more aggressive.
Wait, is she your ex?
It's complicated.
Her weapon of choice was a katana-looking thing, but I was already aware of her ability to handle a sword, so I was prepared. Right after we beat Talia's first phase, she swoops Batman and Nightwing up, and we cut to Batgirl and Jimbo taking their sweet-ass time. You know, it's not like we're about to plummet to our death or anything. Batgirl uses her Batarang to hack the bomb, which causes a pulse of energy that kills every citizen in Gotham. Game over, the end. With the tower crumbling and the bomb defused, Talia somehow becomes stronger. Holy fuck. What's to say that this phase of the fight made me violently shit myself, potence. And I changed my opinion. This is my second favorite boss fight behind Mommy. I mean, to disable her shield, she shoots bombs at you, which you then attach back to her with Nightwing's cable launcher. Sick. All right, come on back, bitch. I got 3 focus bars. Oh god, not like that. We hit her with our last focus attack and then Talia is defeated. We get this cool scene of all the heroes using their gadgets to defeat and disarm Talia and we beat the main story, leaving us at roughly 62%. Now we go to the challenge board and claim all the completed ones. And the challenge board isn't technically needed to 100% the game, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. And as of right now, there's not much else to do other than grind out the open world stuff, so I started doing everything I could in the tri-corner zone. I finished punching a plant and here's where I realized not everything is unlocked at once. Some things require you to do other things in order to get that thing. Minor inconvenience, but good thing I'm having a good day today, otherwise I would snap, crackle, and pop my wiener off like a Rice Krispie and forcibly feed it to the first person I see. Besides, there's no reason to dwell on that. We still have 15,000 things to do. So we found the last tower to show what we have left. We finished all the wanted posters and get a skill brick. We did the last of the Riddler puzzles in the tri-corner area, and we noticed that we're at 98%. All we're missing is a Falcone fortune mission. And with a quick Google search, we find out that these are also missions we have to do in order.
Motherfucker, stupid fucking haze. What the fuck give us?
I really wanted to 100% the tri-corner area because I'm the type of guy that needs to see the progress in order to feel the motivation. So I just decided to do all the Falcone fortunes in order, which all you had to do was solve some puzzles, access and crack the Falcone safe, steal their money, and that was it. Just had to do that 10 more times. Compiling shaders? Oh. Oh. We wrap up and check in with Sophia, which gives us the skill brick for completing all 14 Falcone fortune missions, and thus 100% of Tri-Corner is done. Happy dance, happy dance, happy dance, happy dance. We followed that up by doing the case of Waylon Jones's storyline, which was just Detective Bullock accusing Waylon of these crimes again to have us investigate them. The citizens mentioned a big green monster, and we would find claw marks at all of the crime scenes. And also the DNA at all the scenes were the same, and it was a match for Waylon Jones. Yeah, it's starting to not look good for you, bucko. The only thing that's really putting him in the clear here is that these big claw marks at the scene, so if you put 2 and 2 together, it really can't be him. Holy fuck, he's a crocodile. We talked to Waylon and he explains that he just wants to be left alone, but he deals with systemic croc racism. We come up with this huge plan to convince the cops that we kick his ass and made him move towns. Waylon thanks me for my help and Jimbo seems to be struggling with holding off the bad guys. And that's another brick. I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I had to take a quick TikTok break to ease my mind.
Hey guys, and welcome to Minecraft, but if I take damage, I'm lit on fire. No, no, no. That was a close one. Keep entertaining them. Attack. Ah! No, 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 please. No, please. No, please, 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 please. No, please. No, 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 no!
I could only take so much around the world stuff before my brain started to turn into French dressing, so I had to switch it up a little bit. So I went back to the Batcave and replayed all the levels to get all the collectibles I needed. I also noticed this Steam achievement to collect all the collectibles, and I remembered the collectibles in the shop. So considering I had over 750k, I figured, I can't spend them on anything else, so I might as well go over to the shop and buy all the extras. Dude, come on. You're fucking with me. So I just spent $750,000 here and his shop is still not cleared out. I feel used. I feel like Batmite's little dirty fuck toy. I just spent a large chunk of my crime fighting money on some stuff I will never use. And his shop isn't even empty. Yeah, whatever. I'll get right back to it. And just like that, we have got every collectible from the story missions. We made another 200k in the process, so we went back to the shop. And at this point, it's not even about the achievement. This is where the hard-headed side of me really comes out, because I am absolutely going to clear this motherfucker's stock. Holy fuck. And I'm broke again. All right, Batmite, I'm gonna go get more money. This isn't the last time you're gonna see me. Like, you might have my money, but now that we have all the story missions 100%, it is just time for the around the world stuff. Batman! What the fuck is wrong with you? If you get off, I swear to fucking God. Dude, what is wrong with you? Are you retarded? Stay on the fucking button. Thank you. Fuck. While we're doing that though, I have a little fun fact for my Walking Dead fans, since I just recently finished the entirety of the show. Did you know that it is not ever specified in the show if Shane Walsh ever owned a Huntington bank account or not? Oh shit. Got all the Clue Master puzzle boxes and a new puzzle room. We make it to the last puzzle room, and this ended up being such a pain in my dick hole, so I'll let you guys just enjoy my struggle. All right, dude, this looks complicated as shit. To start off, we noticed the puzzle that we all know and love, where we direct a little rover, also has one of those Riddler mirror puzzles. Oh, fucking dicks. Okay, for the love of God. And if you look carefully, you can only see the spaces that shock you through the fucking mirror. Okay, so this boy right here, I'm gonna have to move for a second, right? And I'm gonna have to go through where I had this placed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that'll work. And then place that back once I'm done. Okay. Okay. Bang. Put that in there. Bang. Is that it? Oh, what the fuck? All right, second one. Let me see this shit. What in the fuck? And then this is what it clicks. The Riddler and the Clue Master gotta have a control kink. They want me to do useless shit just because they said so? What's next, Riddler? You want me to blow you and ash my cigar on your balls? I started this fuck-ass room by figuring out this weird rotating puzzle. I'm sure the answer was somewhere in this room, but I kind of just said fuck it and just started hoping for the best, because eventually I was destined to get them right, to which I did. Bang. Okay, got that. Let's go. All the way north? Yes. Dude, what? The struggle started to kick in when I assumed these double arrow cards mean that they went all the way in one direction, but nope, it was just a move twice in said direction. So I gave up and moved to the other puzzle. North, north, all the way. Wait, this would be south, wouldn't it be? Motherfucker. South, south, all the way west. God, stupid, fucking stupid, dude. It's not north. What? Am I tweaking? Oh my God, wait a minute. Is that not all the way and it's just 2? I thought it was all the way. I didn't know it was 2. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay, okay. That's fine. We got that though. All right, that makes more sense then. It's only 2. Wait a minute. So north, 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 west, west, south. All right, come on. Show me the money. Holy fuck. We're not done yet, but this is still, it took a lot longer than it should have. Weird head bitch goes there. Can you stop getting electrocuted, Batman? Teddy bitch goes there, and then Hanukkah candle goes there. Holy dick. There's another! There in fact was another one, but it was just a room where we could take out the Clue Master and the Riddler. So we finished our last puzzle room, collected our last puzzle box, which unlocked our last suit needed. With the end of the game approaching, this is when the Steam achievements started to rain down. Complete every puzzle room, unlock all suits, complete every side activity, and got them. And a skill brick, damn. From collecting all the Wayne caches from around the world, we were able to buy every upgrade for all the gadgets. And took a trip to the Batcave to claim our challenges to see which ones we still have yet to do. Use the stun smoke on 3 enemies during 1 teleport. Check. Use the focus ability of every gadget. Check. Strike 3 enemies with a single birdering while stood on a cable line. Oddly specific, but check. Foam spray an enemy into a ball and use them to attack. Check. Distract 10 enemies using quick hands. Check. And all challenges are done.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Bought all the vehicles, which gave me these 2 achievements. Unlock all vehicles, collect all collectibles. And then I noticed the unlock 100% completion on the top left. But before I took a peek-ski doodle at what my reward was, I went back into Batmite's shop and completely sold him out. Holy shit. That's everything. Oh my god, I completely bought out your store, you stupid fucking bitch. We did the mission and our reward for 100% of the game was to see everybody busting a move and celebrating with me. We even got some Lego strippers up in this bitch and took some wild photos, but those are a little too 18 plus to show. Just picture kind of like the Lego version of the Hangover movie. I even got you here too, chicken guy. The last 2 achievements we needed were collect 25 bat signals and collect all achievements. So I really just needed 25 bat signals and then I got all Steam achievements. So I went out and collected all the bat signals I needed. Should be the last one. Bang! Collect 25 bat symbols, collect all achievements, and just like that, we fucking did it! So I went out and collected all 50 bat signals, even though I only really needed 25, but I just wanted to 100% everything I could. Which getting the 50 bat signals gave me this cool T-Rex, so I guess that's pretty rad. And just like that, we get the final 2 achievements, meaning we have 100% the game and unlocked all of the Steam achievements. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and like I mentioned earlier, if you want to see more Lego 100%, let me know because I have an absolute fuck ton of them, and I do eventually want to make videos on them, but the best way to let me know you want to see it is to like the video, even hype the video, and leave a comment, you know, all that good stuff. Consider becoming a member of the channel, and I love you all, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.